I'll be with you 1 second, family. Peace and blessings, family. How are you today?
Peace.
Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Christopher, could you please add Brother Telemark to the controls? Brother Telemark, could you put on that presentation you sent me, please?
Yes, sir.
Once you got control. I have something special I want to show you all before we get started today. I'm really excited about it, and I wanted to share it with you all. I'm here in Atlanta. Gave a wonderful presentation last night to the Aboriginal Unity Fest, and we're making some great strides in coming together. And I'm so happy to be able to share that presentation with you today. I'm going to do the presentation live, but brother, are you there?
I'm here. I'm not sure if the person in control is.
Okay.
Go right ahead, brother. It's open, man. Go right ahead.
Okay. Go ahead, brother.
how to share the screen.
Next to that dog. You got it, brother?
Yes, sir. About to start it now. You guys ready?
Very good. Yes, we are.
Here we go. You can you see my screen?
Yes.
Can you see the screen?
Can you expand that?
Yes, sir. How's it look now?
It looks better.
All right, here we go.
We can't hear anything.
Okay, let's see. Share audio. Here we go.
We are sifting through the world, seeking one thing. Well, we found it. Our beloved brothers and sisters, we long for you, diligently preparing for these days. Your wick has not burned out, and you have light. You have a light and a mind that must be shared. You have a decision to make here. Either awaken to your truth, or continue to live a life you've known you never wanted. So, who are we exactly? We are the preservers, great scientists, a collection of great minds and an even greater vision. The infinite order of the Asiatic Magi, ancient knowledge for the modern world. Headmaster Powhatan Shi Amaru. Do you want to know who and where you are? Learn the truth hidden in plain sight? And become a conscious God on the planet? Or will you choose to fall by the wayside? Ready to join your tribe?
All right, brother. Hand controls back over to me, please.
There you go, sir.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. That was very good. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Can everyone see this?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Let's open with prayer. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings to you. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an Malik al-Farad Muhammad al-Mahdi. Ashhadu an Elijah Muhammad Rasulullah. Assalamu alaikum. We are the Infinite Order of the Asiatic Magi. We are students and devotees of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, following his philosophy starting from 1930 when Master Farad Muhammad appeared here in Detroit, Michigan, in North America. When I say here, I mean North America, in Detroit, Michigan, in 1930, in a place called Black Bottom. There he began to teach and educate our people on the knowledge of self and kind, and other than self and kind. And for when he met the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it was a Tuesday, September the 22nd, 1931. And they had a beautiful taking off, if you would. And we'll go into that history. We go into that history in our other classes. On Tuesday night, we have a Infinite Order of the Asiatic Magi class for Magi students who are learning the deeper sciences, the metaphysical sciences of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the science of the radio in the head, the science of mating, the science of baking, the science of music and sound. These are the things that we are learning how to utilize our bioelectric energy, our minds, and every aspect of our being on a subtle level to influence things on a material level, as well as we learn the material. So in our cultural identity, we would say in our language, in Kara, that we practice, in the Kara concept rather, we practice jurisprudence, which is law, and we teach our people law. We have jurists in our society. We educate our people. All people who come to us, if you come to us educated, we re-educate you, reorientate you to an education that is suited to who you are as a natural human being. And then we also educate those who have no education, and we bring them up to a higher level of education, making them doctors, making them lawyers, making them cosmologists even. You see? So what we have in place in our government, the Aboriginal Republic of North America, and here in our region, in my region where I govern, Abenaki Lenape, we institute this system of learning for those who are interested in using the mystical aspects of the mind, or in scientific terms, a deeper aspect of the mind. I'm sorry, I had an interruption there. So with that being said, family, I just wanted to give a brief introduction to the ATOI, Allah Temple of Islam, the Infinite Order of the Asiatic Magi. Today my presentation will be on Aboriginal, will be from the Aboriginal Unity Fest, the cosmology of Amuruka, or what we call America. And here in the stele, you will see stele A5 Izapa. And in this image is called the Izapa tree. And we're going to go into understanding this today. And I just want you to take some notes and listen through. And at the end, my students will present some things to you, and you'll have an opportunity to meet them as well. So I thank everyone for coming out today. To those who are listening in the radio audience, I really appreciate your time and energy. And I thank you for supporting this effort that we're doing with the Infinite Order of the Asiatic Magi. And what is that? The Infinite Order of the Asiatic Magi. What is an Asiatic Magi? The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that before the deportation of the moon, or before the moon was separated from the earth, that the planet was known as Asia. And this was 66 trillion years ago, before the plate shift. Many other societies call it other things. We can find it in the Hopi tradition. We can find it in the Navajo tradition. We can find it in many of the cosmological histories of our indigenous people, that the moon was once part of this planet. Interesting fact is that the Pacific Ocean has the same density as the moon. So we know that there is a possibility. We also know there is a ring of fire on the planet that shows us, and when I say fire, meaning volcanic activity, that the moon was once in this place. So when we begin to study this and understand this, we come into our understanding that we are cosmic beings. We are beyond the physical. And this tree is going to teach us this. This was designed by our dear brother, Assistant Minister Costi Shi Amaru. And origins, I don't know why this keeps coming up. Let me stop something, and then it probably will stop. Let's force quit the mail. My apologies, my friends. We have someone is coming to help us with these technical issues. When understood through the lens of Aboriginal cosmology, I define cosmology as the ultimate knowledge of the universe. It is a subset science of astronomy called revelation, or in Arabic or Qara, we call it wahi. The most people of religion, I don't know where I put that there. So what we saw is called the world tree. And the world tree symbolism emerges directly from our ancestors as the Yakske tree. Of the mythos of the Amaru, of the Tutushi, which we have been misnomer Olmec or Maya. The word Olmec means rubber. And when Cristobal Colon, I repeat his name, Cristobal Colon or Colon, he is known to you and I as Christopher Columbus. When he came to these Americas in 1492, he landed in a place called Maya. On the land was called Maya. And so he named the people after the land. The production of rubber coming to that area and rubber trees, and knowing that the Tutushi used rubber, even had a ball game where they used rubber balls, just like basketball. And so the anthropologists of this age have assigned a name to this as Olmec Maya. But with further investigation and proper indigenous science and study, we know that these are our people, and this proper name that we name ourselves is the Tutushi Amaru. Our original Aboriginal cosmologists have determined the Lot tree, or the world tree, is the same as the science called today the unified field theory. It represents the force or forces that hold everything together. As you can see here, an example of that unified field theory. Physics and consciousness. Super unification, unified field theory. Pure consciousness, unified field theory. You can see the breakdown of how it operates. I will provide this PDF for you. This slide for you so you can have it. In the chat, and I can provide that for you. This image here is Sagittarius, is an artist's rendition of Sagittarius A. Now, Sagittarius A is situated at the center of the Milky Way. As you can see, in this circle around it, we reside. We reside. Somewhere out here in the outer realm. Right about here is our sun, which would be like a little speck like this. And then our earth is somewhere in this vicinity. Now look in comparison to this speck. The sun is 93 million miles from the earth. It's 853,000 miles in diameter, in circumference. Now, that's how huge the sun is in comparison to this space here. All right? This is the Hunab-Ku. This is the center of the universe. This is where all magnetic waves are emerging. Simply put, it represents the universe, the universe's magnetic field symbolized by a tree with 12 roots and 8 branches. "12 roots, 8 branches." The 8 branches represent what is called in Islam, in the Quran, the Thaminiya Anam, or the 8 powers, often mistranslated as the 8 cattle. There are 8 powers, where these 8 powers are the elements of creation: fire, air, water, earth, and their corresponding conditions: hot, cold, wet, dry. These 4 elements and 4 conditions make up everything in our universe. The 12 roots. The 12 roots and the 1 trunk represent the sacred 13 of this ancient calendar system. This 12 and 1 represent 13 cycles per second of the human mind. That is directly connected to its primal consciousness and to the Creator. Now, y'all all right? That's how I do when I teach it in the public. Y'all all right? I check on you a little bit.
Oh yeah, peace, family.
Peace, family. When we go back a little bit and we look at this term, human mind, that is directly connected to its primal consciousness. Its primal consciousness is Allah. Is Allah. In Arabic, we say, Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Huwa is a personal pronoun that describes Allah, the force. The force. The force. We're looking at the force right there on the screen. Allah. So take our minds back. When our ancestors were in the Neolithic Sudan, and those magi, those astrologers were looking up in the sky, studying the stars, studying the patterns of the constellations, and they were able to derive where the core of the universe is, where all the energy that sustains all life emerges from. And they call that space the Ish al-Astawa, the throne of Allah, the throne of God. See? We continue. Allah says in the Quran that his throne rests on water. Primal, the word hu means primal, in a sense. Now, let's go a little bit further into the wisdom. In fact, let's go back a little bit. "12 roots and the 1 trunk." 13. 13. Let's look at this number 13 for a minute. It's an interesting figure. In its true mathematical composition based on indigenous cosmology, 13 is the highest number. 13 is the number of the king. And when we look upon the crown plate of the king of our charts, there's the king of spades, the queen of spades, and the jack of spades. Now, I was sharing this with someone earlier today, and it's fitting to share it again. When we look at our planet and we see the Earth's poles, the Earth is 196,940,000 miles in circumference. Its diameter is 7,896 miles. She is tilted 23.5 degrees to the plane of her orbit. Now, it's important to understand here as we study indigenous cosmology what those terms mean because we learned those terms many, many, many eons ago from our dear Holy Apostle, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, when we say the Earth is tilted 23 degrees to the plane of its orbit, what is the plane of its orbit? The plane of the Earth's orbit is elliptic. Elliptic is its path that it takes around the sun in 365 days, or 364 and 1/4 days. During that path around the sun, we take 4 dips. These are called equinoxes. And when we have these equinoxes, we have tremendous activity on the surface of our orb. We have the changing of the seasons. In our system, we have 13 cards per suit. And we have 13 weeks per season. When we study our system based on the cards, we're not dealing with astrology. Our mathematics are based on real objects, material things that we could touch, feel, see, touch, taste. Things that have digital, tactile, kinesthetic influence, olfactory influence on our beings. See, it's time that we take the spiritual teaching and move out of spookism. You have been walking in spookism for too long. And you have teachers coming before you giving you more spooky ideas, telling you that dead men are living. Regardless who the dead man is, he cannot come back from the grave. We have new life here being birthed in the yaksa tree. The namataga, or chief, is blowing in one side of the tree and birthing beings out of the other side. The tree is an organism. In the Quran, it says, if all the oceans were ink, how much water is on the planet? You know, 185,685,000 square miles of water. That water, if all that water was ink, and every tree on our orb was a pen, we could never exhaust the wisdom of Allah. What is the message here, beloveds? Don't become stagnant. Stagnation is death, and death is a degenerative process. We cannot stay in 1930, 31, 55, 75, 67, 62, or any other time. We can only exist in the now. In the now. This is important. Can y'all see my mess? I'm traveling, so forgive me. Now, I'm going to go back a little bit to this 13 because this is a powerful number. If we look at the number 1 and 3, and we take them to the nth degree, 3 and 4, 3 and 1 are 4. It takes us to the 4 elements: earth, water, fire, air. And when we take a look at the 4 elements, those 4 elements present themselves with 4 conditions. And those 4 conditions are hot, cold, wet, and dry. Going back to the scripture in the Quran, these 8 powers, the word cattle was I'm not going to say it was mistranslated. It was purposely mistranslated. These 8 powers are the elements of creation. This is why in our government, in honor, you see the star with an 8-pointed star. The 8-pointed star is representative of these 8 powers. the power of fire, the power of air, the power of water, the power of earth, and their corresponding conditions, 4 conditions. The tree's branches are representing the Earth's magnetic field. Breath is being blown into the tree, and beings are coming out. When you and I are born into the earth, after our sojourn, the 9 months in the womb, and we come into birth, we come through and we take a breath. The moment we take this breath, it activates through our olfactory the mind. This is when we become, as they would say in the movies, jacked in. See? The mind. In essence, beloved, we are antennae on this planet. We are antennae, and we are receiving a signal from this space. The Quran says, by the star when it sets, your companion errs not, nor does he deviate. And we could go through the Quran page by page, verse by verse, and we will continue to see references to the sun, moon, and star. As the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, it's everything. Sun, moon, and star. And we know that star to represent Venus. And Venus represents the woman, my dear sisters. So as that moon is representing you, it represents the equalization of the waters on the earth and our quest for equality. That moon in our crescent and star is a new moon coming in, bringing in a new reality, a new Islam, a new mathematics. New. The word new in the Kemetic ideology, in you, represents the universe. New. The blackness of space, the primal waters. And here's a secret. I'm going to give you a secret. When you look at the crescent and star, and you look at the shape of the crescent, the star in the middle, it is in Arabic a noon. It is a noon in the Qara language. That's something for you to investigate. As we will investigate in our Quranic cosmology classes. That's something for you to investigate because there's great symbolism in what our teacher taught us. And we skirt over that to drink from other wells. And we begin to whore after strange gods. What do I mean by whoring after strange gods? When a Satan has come, who is a mathematical genius, a mathematical god on the planet, who has evolved us to be gods ourselves on this orb. Not God in the sense that we are something to be worshipped, but God in the context that we are operating at our fullest potential, as possible at this point in space and time. Even in your scripture, it teaches you that ye are all gods, children of the Most High God. Even Jesus said, did not David tell you that ye are all gods? So this classification that we are taking on as Homo sapiens is not even possible for us as indigenous people. We're not Homo sapiens, and we could never be. Homo sapien is a term that derives from the concept of Darwinism, which tells us about evolution. So because we know we did not evolve from apes, Allah says he created us out of Hamza Masun. He created us out of a radiant black mud, fashioned into shape. That radiant black mud, that Hamza Masnoon, is really the substance of the universe, the 8 powers I'm teaching you about today. want us to eliminate from our thoughts the idea of separation, the idea that we are separate in our concepts when we speak of indigenous science or Islam. The Arab people or their leaders, I won't classify all the people, that's not right, but their leaders have projected on the world an image of Islam that is not what was given in the Quran. You must understand this. And when we come before you presenting Islam, you can't bring that thought with you in order to understand what it is we are trying to express to you. I can't continue to critique the language to the point for you to understand. If there's a covering over your eyes, there's nothing I can do for you. I can't help you. You have to help yourself. And that's what we're here to do. This is the cry I heard last night at the Aboriginal Summit. You and I have in our orientation in ARNA, in all our governments, we have built structure. We create a way for our people to have not jobs. We don't want you to have a job. We want you to build your own business. We want you to build your own empire. And we instruct you on how to do that. We walk you through the process. And then we show you how to get everything that you're supposed to have in your paperwork in order so that you can move forward with your life. Other tribes may not have that. But what I'm seeing in the other tribes is they do have a lot of cultural expression and cultural identity. And if somehow we can find a way to marry these things, we can have a beautiful nation together and work in unity. I say this also for the nations of Islam. We have to work together, regardless of whatever orientation you are in, or whoever your quote-unquote leader is. Your leader is Allah, Master Farad Muhammad, Great Mahdi, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And when we see past that and we begin to look at the students of those men, you have a leader in those men. If you follow the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he is your leader. If you follow the Honorable Minister Silas Muhammad, he is your leader. I make no distinction. The Quran says to us, make no distinction between Allah's messengers. You see, you and I will make a distinction based on our emotions. And because we continue to make an emotional decision, we continue to remain separated amongst our people. If we see these men as messengers, then you should make no distinction between them. And in my very humble opinion, they should make no distinction between themselves. So when you and I can operate in a more humble position in this state of our development, learning science and mathematics of the teaching, and go amongst each other and build. We go amongst the enemy and build. You go to their banks and get money. Your mortgage, your car note, everything, your food, you depend on him. But we won't depend on each other because we have a theological difference. Because we have a difference in our historical perspectives. We can't come along. Here it is on this screen. I'm showing you the center of the universe with everything circumventing it. Everything. There's no separation here. You can't separate. You can only give you the illusion of separation. And that only impedes progress. How much time do I have left today? We got a few more minutes. Any questions?
Peace, brother. May you repeat that last statement? You said the illusion of separation
I said to you, yes. I said,
impedes progress.
say that last part again, brother.
Oh, was the statement that the illusion of separation impedes progress?
Yes, sir. The illusion of separation impedes progress because by the time
That's the word.
you come to the conclusion that you are not a separate from others, you have lost so much time. I'll give you an example in my personal life, and then I'll answer Sister Jarrell's hand. There was a time in my orientation of thinking that I remained separated from other Muslims because I did not they did not agree with my ideology. So I'm like, oh, they're not, they're different. You see? But in reality, in further investigation, I found that they're not different at all, that we're really the same. We eat the same, we pray the same, we celebrate the same holidays, we greet the same, we go to the bathroom the same. Because the same man taught us. All. And you can't tell me if a man taught us how to wipe our backside the same in 1930 and we still do it today, that we can't unify. The only reason that we can't is someone or something in between you and I in the unity. Sister Jael, your hand? We can't hear you, sister. No, ma'am. Let me see, if it's on me. No. You are unmuted. We just can't hear you. Just jump in if it comes on. Are there any other questions? Brother Costi.
Yes, sir.
How are you? All right?
Yes, sir. I'm doing well. And yourself?
Very well.
This is a powerful lecture so far.
Thank you, brother. I'm really interested in understanding today. I'm really interested in making sure that you understand, as a people, where we are, what it is that we must be done at this time, and the division that we are exemplifying has to be eliminated. It must be eliminated, and we must work together. There's talent in everyone in this room and everyone listening to my voice. But if we keep holding against each other for our own petty differences, we can never get to the utilization of that talent. So we're going to go here to chat.
Brother, I wanted to also get one more point of clarity.
Who am I speaking with?
So the last thing that was said was the illusion of separation impedes progress. And the first thing you said to that was about the source of creation being the center of the universe. Everything is united.
Okay.
Is that what you said before? Or something to that degree?
Yeah, I did say something to that degree. Yes, sir, I did. Do you have a question about it?
No, I just want to make sure I had that.
Okay.
That point.
Who are you, brother?
Oh, this is Brother Jael here.
That's who I thought it was. It was good seeing you last night, Brother Jael.
Likewise, my brother.
Okay. Is there anyone else? Oh, there you go, brother. Yes, sir. Brother Jael, at the end, I want you to take a minute and tell us about your services, okay?
All right, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Sister Jada, go ahead and unmute yourself if you have something to say.
Yes, sir. You mentioned something about the star and the crescent being new. Could you go into that a little further and explain what you mean? Is that Arabic writing or something? I don't understand what you meant.
Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you, sister, to help me out here. When we see in the Arabic writing what we call qara, because the word Arabic is a term that the Arabs attributed to the language. When we find in the Quran, it is called qara from the Quran itself. However, when we say the word or the letter or the alif, or not the alif, the noon is shaped like the crescent moon. It's a crescent. It's a U shape. and then it has a dot in the middle. That is a noon. When we see that crescent and star shape, we see the same symbolism in the shape. So when we see that, we reference the noon. So what does the noon mean? We start investigating that, and we go a little bit further and further. The noon is connected to nu, or noon, the primal essence, all this blackness in space, the primal waters. So it showing us, it leads us back to the orientation of the Quran. It takes us back to Kemet, where we find the words Amaru, we find the words Quran, we find many of these things in the temples in Egypt that we see in the Quran. So we know the source of the Quran is from the Neolithic Sudan. It is not from Arabia. There is no papyrus that grows in Arabia. We find the papyri growing in Sudan, and we find the history of the people, Abdul Malik and those Muslims, the Saracen Muslims of that age, orientating from that region and ruling from Jerusalem, from the dome, what we call today the Dome of the Rock, or we call that the holy precincts. So when we look at the mathematics of that location, we begin to see astrotheology being presented in the mathematics of the building of the structure of that edifice. So even in the written calligraphy on the edifice, it is much older than the Kaaba at Mecca. And in fact, the Quran teaches us that the most sacred house is at Becca. And Becca, they say, is a city in the Middle East, but it is not. It is the ancient name for Kemet. So we continue to study the teaching deeper and deeper and deeper, and sifting away what our colonizers told us, even in Islam, because a colonizer colonizes even the mind, and he wants us to think a certain way. Is there any other questions?
Can you hear me now, Doctor?
Yes, I can.
Okay, this is Jael. My question was, how do we sign up for the classes on Tuesday?
Oh, excellent question. The class on Tuesday is when you become a member of the Infinite Order of the Asiatic Magi. The tuition is $1,300 a year. Right now, I've waived the registration fee. I've cut it in half. It was normally $200. It's $100, and then it's $100 a month. This will allow you to be a part of the Tuesday class, which goes and Tuesday and Thursday class. Thursday we deal with esoteric sciences, and we go. Our teacher, Minister Khalil Allah, he teaches us the supreme wisdom lessons, and he shows us the similarities in many of the esoteric sciences in relationship to the supreme wisdom lessons. On Tuesday night, I am teaching a course now on the science of the radio in the head, and we are going heavily into remote viewing. And so those classes are all included in the Tuesday night class and the Thursday night class. Sunday is always free and open to the public. You're more than welcome to join in and listen to us. So if you want to sign up for that class, sister, or anyone wants to sign up for that class, the link is on the website, power2shiamaruestates.org, and you will see the symbol as you saw here in your left-hand corner of your screen. You'll just click on, and you can sign up that way, or you can text me, and I can get you set up ourselves. Me or Minister Costi would do so.
And that's the sign up for the Infinite Order of the Asiatic Magi, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sister. All right. I don't like dead space, my friends. If there's nothing else on this topic, we're going to close that out.
Brother Minister, I just would like to say one thing for just one moment.
Yes, sir.
If you all have any continuing questions and this intrigues you to the degree where you want to learn more, as always, please put your email in the chat. And for the sisters, Sister Carmia will introduce herself in just a moment, and she will let you know. She will reach out to you. For the brothers, if you have any questions, you need any information, please put your email again in the chat, and we will reach out to you.
Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. We appreciate our brother minister, Houghton Shiamaru. Again, the email, again, the website you want to visit so that you can register for the classes and all of this awesome wisdom. I mean, we are so grateful for it. States.org. Our classes, again, our class schedule for all the students that's in here, Monday, tomorrow, we the Costi, we're going to be having a students meeting together where we reiterate all of our teachings, all of our message, knowledge, share information between each other. Tuesdays are our classes with Houghton Shiamaru and the Science of the Radio in the Head. To Thursdays, we have our Quranic cosmology classes. And again, you can email the Costi, or you can email the Chief Minister, Houghton Shiamaru, and please, register for these classes. We're going to make sure that drop your emails, please. We're going to take these emails. We're going to make sure that we can stay in contact with you, update you on any updates on the classes, even whenever we're having certain lives, certain events. As our chief minister was at, maybe you could have linked up with him. We see that obviously we was able to, get, a partnership going right there. So again, please visit the website. Please visit the website for all Dr. Houghton's services, and please get in touch with us if you have any questions about the classes. And we thank you guys again. Also, we want to again show our support to two of our sponsors. Again, the sponsors did help us reach this goal of being able to bring this podcast to you. That is Fatima Shi Ali Trust Services and virtual assistant. Please get in touch with her. Her email is fatimashiali@gmail.com. And Sheikh Amwar Muhammad, please support the Black Reserve Bookstore. So again, please with blackreservebookstore.com. Support these businesses as much as you can. They helped us, so we want to help them as well. So I'm going to pass it over to Sister Kamaya.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Assalamu alaikum, sisters. My name is Karmaya Shiamaru, and I would like to welcome and thank you all for tuning in today. If any one of you need any help with any guidance or spiritually or mentally, please put your email in the chat, and I'll make sure that I get in touch with you as soon as possible. Again, if you need any guidance spiritually, mentally, emotionally, I'm here to help with that. So just drop your emails in there. Also, if you know of anyone, you can, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. I'm on Indigo Soul. Indigo Soul 24, I believe. Yeah, Indigo Soul 24. So you can just follow me there and send any ladies or sisters that you know of that may need that type of guidance or spiritual help. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you. Brother Talamat, give me 1 moment before we finish up here. How much time do we have? We're closing out in like 5 minutes. I want you all to go to the website, Houghton Shiamaru Estates, and please go to the bottom of the page and subscribe. I really need you to subscribe. So we're going to be sending out all our information from the website moving forward. So please subscribe and become part of the new reality. That's what I want you to go away with. I want you to feel that. I feel that every time I see it. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom from debt and freedom from the oppression of men. We can't serve our people and we're enslaved. You can't preach freedom and be a slave yourself. We have to become free. And the guidance is written in the stars. Thank you for listening. May Allah bless you as I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to turn the meeting over to our assistant, Brother Costi, and we'll close in prayer with our sister, Brother Costi.
Yes, sir. Brothers, as always, if you have any questions, if you have any inquiries, if you want to understand more about these sciences and how to dive deeper into yourself and know the truth, we encourage you to drop your email, put your email here, and we will reach out. If you have any questions, we will reach out. It is extremely important, especially brothers, that we get the support that we need. We get the right guidance and we have the right environment so that we can actually grow. We can grow and we can develop. So again, if you'd like to join us, put your email below. I will be in contact with you. And I'd like to introduce Brother Jael. I know that we would like to hear more about your services. So brother, if you can unmute yourself and do a short presentation.
We got 3 minutes. You have one of them.
All right, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to share. I would like to start with a visual of what my services is a representation of. So what I'm going to do is drop a link in the group chat that shall allow everybody to visually connect to what I'm speaking on as we read along. So if you go to the chat room, just click on the link there. And this is the starting point from the services that we provide in health and in wealth. Okay, so I'm going to start here in about 10 seconds just to give everybody a chance to open this visual representation up. Okay, so our business name is New Health, New Wealth. It's the new lifestyle. There is nothing new under the sun. So here we have the concept and philosophy of new annotated. New is an ancient hieroglyphic inscription used to depict the dark and watery place, describing the medium or space of emanating waves of consciousness that exists as an infinitely abundant perpetual flow to and fro between the source of creation and creation itself. The principle and spirit of our philosophy is a mere echo, a divine reminder of not only who we are, but more importantly, who we are as co-creators of this universe. New Health, New Wealth is a cultural reminder of the responsibility we each have on the account of our ability to solely act upon these irrevocable principles of natural law in order to achieve the greatest harmony as a collective. Since inquisitional colonizations, many people, especially descendants of original peoples, have assimilated and integrated into a society, a culture, and social traditions that compromise the integrity of our God-given nature, further weakening our genetic expression. As we experience the manifestation of ailments via ignorance of the law of our Creator, disease, whether acute or chronic, is therefore an issue of pure consciousness and simply the cause-effect result of violating natural and spiritual law. Ignorantia juris non excusat is a Latin expression that translates to ignorance of the law is no excuse from it. Mindful of this, New Health, New Wealth epitomizes law enforcement of love, which is self-preservation, and truth with restorative and proactive healthcare through dietary guidelining and herbal supplementation. Additionally, New Health, New Wealth holds educational spaces of new inspiration and new community that
Brother
each starts
Jael,
itself.
I'm sorry to cut you off, brother, but we are near the end
Okay,
of our presentation.
Okay, there was a lot. I was on the last sentence there.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, at the 1:30. Yeah, we're at the 1:30 mark. Okay, thank you. So I'll
Yes,
just
sir.
finish here. Yeah.
Emily, if anybody is feeling led, it's on their heart today. It is extremely beneficial for us at the Infinite Order of the Asiatic Magi to raise funds to gather resources. So if you received value from this, if you believe that what you learned today was beneficial to our nation, we ask that you donate your pennies, nickels, dimes, and dollars. You can do that at Cash App at communicatingbetter222@gmail. We thank everybody again that is communicatingbetter222@gmail for our Cash App. You can also do your other forms of payments at communicatingbetter222@gmail.com. With that being said, Brother Minister, would you like to close us out in prayer?
Our Cash App is $communicating better. And we need your nickels, dimes, and dollars to continue our work. We have lots to get done, and it takes money to do it. It takes money to produce this program. It takes money for Zoom. It takes money for phone bills. We need your support to continue to grow this message. Sister Carmaria, would you close us out in prayer, sister?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin. Arama Nir Rahim Maliki Yamadin. Iyaka Nabudu wa Iyaka Nasta'in. Ihdinas Siratul Mustaqim. Siratul Lazina Inamta Alayhim. Yaril Magdubi Alayhim Walad Dalin. Amen.
Ameen. Alaikum family, peace and blessings to each and every one of you. We pray that you have a successful week. I hope to see you again. If you're interested in the class, please text me immediately after. I can get you signed up today, and we can get going as early as this week. You can join our classes. So let's get going here. Peace and blessings. Again, I would love to stay with you all day, but we're not going to allow. Brother Chris, would you put the music on and play us out? Breath work. Working with your breath work. Peace.